I have been recording with Windows for over 15 years and have never had a problem. I would send a note to the Pope to report a miracle.
My choice is wrong, you're a moron. Yeah, because nobody who watches this show would ever do something like that. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're going to have an amazing weekend. Got a real interesting show lined up. So a couple weeks ago, I did that video on why Macs are better than PCs for recording. And naturally, the PC users are pissed. And boy, do I ever mean pissed. It was a little, you can't say that, you son of a... My system's fine. And, just generally, things along the lines of that. And a lot of name calling, of course, because it's a well-grounded, well-thought-out fan base that certainly doesn't let their emotions get the better of them. That being said, before we jump into it, I thought I'd make a couple of pop culture recommendations just for some fun things to check out there. So for TV and movies this week, I gotta go with The Penguin. That's the HBO series. Just been kind of binging that over the last couple days. Damn, if Colin Farrell does not get an Emmy for that, he is going to be fucking robbed, because I haven't seen a performance that good since Peter Dinklage did Tyrion Lannister on Game of Thrones. All I'd say is, wow, if you took Goodfellas and dropped it into the Batman universe, you'd get The Penguin. It is fucking brilliant. Just well done all around. Great story. Great everything, and just like I said, just an utterly spectacular performance from Colin Farrell. And I'm not even a Colin Farrell fan. I'm just like blown away that he could do something so awesome. So I got to give credit where credit's due. That's really something. And for books to read, I'm going to go with a classic, a personal favorite of mine, something I read way back in 7th grade, and that would be The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. It's where I got inspired for a lot of my humor, actually. Just a spectacular read from front to back. And what do you do, 4 or 5 books in the trilogy? Something like that. You get the idea. Once you start down this path, forever your destiny will be changed. It's definitely worth the read, that's for sure. And it hangs in the air just the same way bricks don't. Anyway, let's get to your comments and questions right now. Buckle your seatbelts. This one's going to be an awful lot of fun from the very tolerant PC fan base. In their defense, they are a little bit more reasonable than the vintage guitar tone snobs. That's for sure. So let's just take everything here with a grain of salt, shall we?
My goodness, as much as I hate Apple for all the anti-repair nonsense and locking down everything under proprietary hardware BS, most of these are all valid reasons. Glenn here is not talking about people who want to tinker with the OS drivers, etc., especially not gamers. He's talking about people who want to focus on their audio work. Also, Windows is not particularly cheap unless you're pirating a whole bunch of software.
Yeah, because nobody who watches this show would ever do something like that.
Logic is definitely one area that is basically untouchable when it comes to getting a full usable package at a single purchase, which is increasingly harder to find in this age of additional paywalls and subscriptions. It's just sad to see a lot of comments that didn't even watch the video that even get a lot of upvotes just because Apple is mentioned.
Okay, this was definitely not one of the butthurt PC owners. I forgot I put this comment first. This is from Hayden Lee. Hey, Hayden, thanks so much for writing in. And I do appreciate the fact that somebody actually understood what was being said. I find that happens way too often, where I'll make a statement and then follow up on it in the video and kind of explain my position. But most people start typing well before the video is actually done and don't actually get a grasp on what's actually being said. They get upset about things that I didn't say, or that they've extrapolated from things I said. That happens way more often than not, I find, with this crowd. A lot of people just tend to read headlines and get really upset about that without actually going in a little bit further. There is stuff beneath the headlines, guys. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes things are actually worth watching. You just might learn something. Anyway, so on to the very upset comments.
IT professionals in the comments have already said everything needed. Mac is better, simply translated to I don't know how to build or fix computers. If you can fix or build a studio, you're going to do the same with computers.
And that's what I said in the video! I built PCs for years! Fuck's sakes, would you pay attention? Chris Stark, seriously, unstick your head from your ass. I literally said I built machines since like 1994. I got a PC right over here. You can hear me kick the damn thing. I still play games on it. Let me reiterate. I use my Mac to do my audio work because it has to get done. Like it or not, I have to put content out every single week, and I cannot afford to have downtime. Creating content is my job. Fixing my computer is not. I don't have time to fix that shit anymore. 10 years ago, before YouTube exploded on me, sure, I would have absolutely still been in that position, but not anymore. Not when this became my full-time gig. I can't afford to fuck around. Your mileage may vary.
I lost my 5-year-old self-built PC to a hard drive controller failure right during the lockdown.
Oh, dude, that had to suck.
I needed a computer for work, so I had to head to Best Buy. The only PCs they had in stock was a $1,500 gaming PC, and I needed a computer. No time to order and build one. So I got an M1 Mac Mini and 2 new monitors for much less than the $1,500 gaming PC. A minor learning curve later, and I was hooked. I have since upgraded to the M2 Mac Pro Mini, and I run Logic on it. I don't record a ton, but the thing hauls. Zero regrets turning my back on Windows.
Yeah, dude, I kind of know how you feel. I don't really regret not using Windows for audio production or video production. Not at all, especially when an M1 chip will just chew through 4K video like no tomorrow. This thing just fucking rips when it comes to video production. Once again, this is my job, so I need something that's going to work time after time after time. And believe me, if my Mac fucking fucks up, I'm gonna let you guys know, just like I let you guys know when my PC that's built in the Neve console fucked up as well, especially because it died in less than 6 months after purchasing it. Boy, that was a real pleasant experience.
This is the most ignorant video you've ever made, Glenn. I respect you, bro, but this one was awful. PC is not one thing. There are endless variations on what a PC can be. Some better than others. Your PC just happened to suck. I like both PCs and Macs, but I feel I'm getting more money for my PC right now. I only had stabilities with music production when using Cakewalk with some plugins. When using Reaper is rock stable so far. Anyway, take care, Glenn.
Well, I'm glad you're getting rock solid performance with Reaper on your PC. That's fucking great, you know. I'm not gonna doubt that at all. That's absolutely fine. However, I've had more than one bad experience with Windows. I had my PC in the Neve die, as I just previously stated. I also had my Acer laptop die on several occasions, and I'm one of the very few people who raised a big enough stink to actually get my money back. I remember when I took it back to the local computer store here, they're like, "What the hell did you do?" Acer doesn't give refunds to anybody, but by some miracle, I did get my cash back. I was extremely disappointed with that Acer laptop. I thought it was going to be great, and it just fucking sucked. I did get a cool one from Slick Audio, and I used that for a couple of years, and it was great, but it was awfully loud, especially when it came to doing video work. And so I switched over to an M1 MacBook Air. I've literally got that in my travel bag right here. That just never leaves without me. This thing is just great. Battery lasts forever. It's silent and it doesn't weigh very much. And yeah, I can edit 4K video with this like no problem whatsoever. It gets the job done. That's why this winds up in my travel bag, because I know when I need it, it's gonna work. And I'll shout out Heading Polly right now. He was the one who recommended it to me because I was kind of in the market for a laptop and I wasn't sure I was going to get. He asked me, what are your actual needs with this thing? And he suggested the MacBook Air. And so far, I have not regretted the purchase. I thought I was going to need a bigger screen. Nope, this one's absolutely fine.
Well, hello there, neighbor. Are you having trouble getting your bass to sound just right in your mix? Well, gosh darn it, we've all been there, haven't we? But guess what? Element Bass is here to help. It's the ultimate bass amp sim because it just works. You'll get such rich, deep bass, your whole mix will feel like a warm hug. And don't worry about your bass player's amp. Element Bass is way better, but let's keep that our little secret, okay? So why not treat yourself to something nice? Because gosh darn it, your music deserves it.
And of course, in a week full of butthurt, we still have to do the butthurt of the week. And this one comes in from Craftlin.
Glenn, you do realize that you just said all the usual lies about Mac versus PC that circle around the internet for years, all debunked years ago.
Yes, because my personal experiences are all just myths. I'm just pulling this out of my ass. Oh, wait, hold on. That's guys who talk about their vintage guitar tones and how they change their tubes and everything magically sounds better.
The truth is quite the opposite of what you have just said, also discussed on the internet for years now. Macs are small boxes that will overheat. You cannot add more cooling to them because you don't own your Mac, you're just leasing it. If you want to repair it, you cannot open it because it is not yours. You have to get it to those wizard guys and so on. I've wrote about this shit for perhaps 10 years ago, same argument, and of course, fully debunked by counter-arguments. A decade ago. You were chewing on a decade-old meme as if it was truth. So from now on, why would I believe anything you say anymore? You clearly lie for a handful of dollars.
I'm lying for dollars? Really? Who the fuck paid for that video? I'd like to know, because if they're handing out checks, I'd like to get mine. Oh, and just on the overheating issue, I've been running the M1 Max studio there for the last couple of years with absolutely no problems whatsoever. So I don't know where you're getting your stories from, pal. Maybe try engaging with reality.
We all realize this is a paid Apple advertisement, right?
Once again, please join us here in reality on planet Earth. Here's the thing. Apple doesn't pay anybody to do YouTube videos. Nobody at all. Nobody's making money from Apple. Period. Believe me, I'd love to get paid for that video, but that was just all my opinion. Oh, and we have another comment from another YouTube because he's just so pissed off at my video, he couldn't stop with just one.
Well, Macs are a joke, but sure, buddy.
That's the thing about claims made without evidence, they can be dismissed without evidence. Macs are a joke, but you provided no evidence of any kind whatsoever. You know what? Maybe they are a joke, but they're a joke that just keeps running and lets me do my job on them. So there is that.
Try telling us how great your Macs are after cracking your screen because a small piece of dirt was on your keyboard when you close it. I'm sure the new computer and the Genius Bar will tell you to buy will be just as good.
Okay, that might be a valid point, but I don't know, have you considered trying taking care of your stuff?
Windows equals gaming, Mac equals recording. I used a PC for years for music, so much troubleshooting. Mac, plug it in, and it works. I've made Mac gaming rings and Windows recording rings that work, but you have to ask yourself, am I doing this just to brag to my friends?
Yes, most people are.
Just get what works best and focus on creating. If you have brand loyalty, you're basically noticing the crocodile is about to eat you is cross-eyed.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that whole thing. I built fucking PC recording rigs for years, and yeah, it is a lot of troubleshooting. Yes, you can do recording with them, absolutely. No question about that. That's not up for debate. My entire point is, if you really absolutely are doing mission critical work, don't fuck around.
I know I'm probably the exception here, but my Mac was the most unreliable piece of crap I've ever had to deal with. It would decide some days that certain apps just don't run, and the amount of times these plugins would just eternally load. Sure, I've had issues with Windows, but at least they don't advertise themselves as a flawless experience. Also, I use Mixcraft, and guess what? It works fine! I've had the odd hang-up, but I correctly assume all modern tech is inefficient garbage. Stop buying dumbass PCs that are built for video games, and get one with a powerful processor and plenty of RAM, and for the love of Christ, stop it with the LED shit. LED gaming PCs is the mega hat of incels.
Okay, wow, there's a lot to take in that. You said you're probably the exception, and that would be, yes, I think you are. Ali, like, Mixcraft? Really? Is anybody, you're like the only person I think I've ever heard say they use Mixcraft willingly. I mean, like, just look at this amazing GUI. Who wouldn't want to stare into that screen for 10 hours a day? Ugh. Is anybody else there using Mixcraft? I'm genuinely curious about this. I've never actually heard anybody fucking say that they were using them. But hey, if it works for you, great. More power to you. I'm not going to talk down to you because you made that choice. No, that's fine. If you get good results out of it, you know what? Fucking great. Maybe I should even take a look at it. Maybe I should gouge my eyeballs out with a fork. But yeah, if you're getting great results, you know what? That's fine. And an iMac, I would never recommend to anybody. I knew it was shit the moment I saw it. I remember seeing the first one like back at the 1998 Warbirds convention in Dallas, Texas. Checking one out. I'm like, yep, that's a piece of shit. But that was designed to get people on the internet more than anything. Yeah, but the new M1, M2, I guess we're M4 Macs now. The M series of chips on the Macs, that's a different story. That's actually worth paying for. Once again, my opinion changes based on the evidence provided. 5 years ago, I still would have said avoid Mac, maybe build a Hackintosh out of a PC. But these days with the M1 chips, it's a really tough bargain to beat.
I get you love your MacBook Air a lot. Just seems like it's been years since you've done recording on a PC. Drivers issues haven't been a thing for years. I've never had a blue screen. Who knows what's going on with what you're using? Don't really want to jump to user error. It just seems like you're having issues that most don't. All new hardware is plug and play. Back in the day I would, so more to my point.
That might be the truth, man. You know, I haven't done recording on a PC since about 2019. So yeah, maybe 5 years. Once again, that was that piece of shit laptop from Acer. If you're in the market for a PC laptop, avoid Acer at all costs. They're fucking garbage and a waste of your money, and you will spend endless hours chasing down blue screens of death. So just no, don't do it. That being said, you know what? I am thinking about possibly seeing what I can do. Maybe build a new PC for an audio rig, see what happens, see if it's all just plug and play, as you say, or I still have to go on the great driver hunt. I'm taking a wild guess. I'm going to have to go on the great driver hunt and no blue screens. Yeah. All right. That's when Windows isn't taking screenshots every 5 seconds to see what porn you're consuming.
Complains Windows spies on you and admits to using Google as a search engine. Haha. I love you, Glenn, but for fuck's sakes, ditch Google and start using Brave.
All right. Hey, Matt, thanks so much for writing in. Brave, you know what? Maybe I will take a look at that. I did a little bit of digging. Sounds kind of interesting. Is anyone out there actually using Brave? Because this actually seems like some good advice instead of just, my choice is wrong, you're a moron. This actually is a helpful comment for once. Fucking fantastic. Apparently it's something that doesn't track you as much, and there's even a way out to turn off ads and shit. This needs a little further investigation, but yeah, if I get a faster, more ad-free experience on the internet, I'm all for it, that's for sure. Except when you're watching this show. Fucking leave the ads on, you cheap motherfuckers.
I'm amazed seeing the comment section not being Glenn's personal echo chamber. PC for life.
Well, chiggy, your PC for life, that's fine. 5 years ago, I would have been right there with you. but circumstances changed, and I needed to change my worldview as well and make some adjustments to what was going on with my life. You know, your personal situation is exactly that. We all go through different experiences in life, and I can only recommend what's working for me at any particular time. Hell, who knows? Matt could screw the pooch tomorrow, and I'd be saying, okay, time to go back to PC. We just don't know. But yes, I would agree with you that you say it's the comment section is not my personal echo chamber, nor would I want it to be, nor would I ever encourage that. The way how we learn is when we disagree and question each other. Not by just sitting and going, yes, I agree. Because that just fucking sucks. You want a personal echo chamber, go on some of the modern metal production forums on Facebook. Wow, they really don't like it when you can think for yourself.
I was a PC enthusiast. I loved building them and tweaking them. Once Apple came out with the M1 chips, there was no denying that they were the superior choice, especially for audio production. Like Glenn says, they just freaking work.
Yep, yes they do. That's my experience exactly. So much for echo chambers, I guess.
I finally bit the bullet and bought an M2 Mac Mini for recording a few months ago. It has saved me countless hours of fucking around with drivers, data recovery, and God knows what else. My blood pressure is measurably lower and I get better takes and mixes. Win-win.
Well, I don't know if you're going to get better mixes or takes, but I can definitely agree with the blood pressure thing. Once again, they're reliable, and where I'm at right now, I need reliable more than anything else.
Too many old Windows minutes that don't apply anymore. Haven't you had a blue screen in yours?
Yeah, I wish my experience were different. I had one just a couple months ago.
Yeah, updates, but that's cost of being secure when you have naive users. It sucks, but it is life.
Or you could just try a different operating system.
You should update your macOS box way more than people actually do for security reasons, but there it is. Also, Thunderbolt works great on Intel hardware, because Intel invented it. Oh, and it did all the actual thermal and design work for the macOS Air format. The driver situation does suck. Windows Core Audio fixes all the issues, but nobody uses it. Arg. To be fair, aggregate devices seems like a godsend, but clock skew and latency do add up fast.
No, they don't. In my experience anyway, using aggregate devices, no issue whatsoever. Anything being reported is pretty much overblown as far as the modern experiences with aggregate devices.
Here's what Apple users don't talk about much. Multi-monitor support. It's just clunky in Mac OS, and honestly, most DAWs are hindered by this single monitor idea. Why can't I have a full screen mixer view on one monitor and a MIDI audio timeline on the other? Ableton does this and it rules. Because of Apple, everybody tries to jam everything in one window.
And Nickman, I can't pronounce your fucking name, but let me show you something here. So this is a Mac multi-monitor setup. The PC actually has a little screen right here. You can see the cabling for it. There's a little touchscreen I have for the PC running on the Neve, but this is a Mac right here. So I got this wonderful 52-inch screen up here that's an LG OLED, and then I've got the Neve screen with, guess what, built-in touchscreen right here, so I can get to all immediate functions really quick. So if I just got to grab something really fast or dial in an EQ on a plugin or whatnot, I can bring it up right there and dial it in. Just by the touchscreen. That's fucking amazing. Once again, that the M1 Max will do 4 monitor support, so I've actually had situations where I'm running 2 monitors here and a laptop and controlling everything and screen recording a bunch of different things to do plugin demos. I've never had a problem with Mac's multi-monitor support. It actually works quite brilliantly. So I just have to say, wrong!
Macs definitely have a better native audio stack, but man, the price, specs, and complete and utter lack of repairability and upgradability makes them a no-go for me. Honestly, by the time I've got a decent Mac rig, I could probably buy a really nice interface for my PC that solves a lot of these problems.
Well, I don't think the interface is the issue. It has more to do with the operating system and just the overall kludge that goes along with it and all the crap you've got to shut off to get audio running properly on Windows. You're absolutely right. Mac definitely has the better native audio stack. It's hard to beat, especially when it comes to doing aggregate devices and that sort of thing. Or, you can get an Antelope Galaxy and just plug everything into that. Holy fuck, that thing's capable. But you are right about the price. It is a little more expensive until the M1s came out, that is. The specs, maybe not, because it shoots through 4K video like no tomorrow. And the lack of repairability and upgradability. You are correct there, sir. So if you're worried about repairability, just get the Apple Care. That's what I do. And if you go down, you're back up and running real fast. That's the whole point right there. But the lack of upgradability, you're absolutely right. Here's the thing though, in my experience with the PCs, it's like, yeah, PCs, you can upgrade them, but generally I always found when it came time to upgrade for a new video card or a new chip or whatnot, I always had to buy a new motherboard to go along with it. And that might as well be just buy a whole new fucking system. That's been the case since about 1992, in my experience anyway. If you're gonna upgrade one thing, you might as well just upgrade the whole thing. So in the Mac case, they just kind of said, hey, you know what, just buy a whole new thing. But I will say this though, I've been running this thing for the last couple of years and it's just as snappy as the day I bought it. You don't get that Windows slowdown. And we all know what that is. And that just plain fucking sucks. And once again, this is coming from a PC guy who was dragged kicking and screaming into the Mac world. I didn't come willingly. I did because my coworkers were using it, and just to keep everything running smoothly, I grudgingly got a Mac. And after working with a few months, I'm like, holy fuck, I don't have any problems anymore. That's my experience. Yours may be different. Once again, we're all going through a slightly different journey in life. What might be right for me might not be right for you. And that's absolutely fine. We don't have to hate each other because we disagree on certain things. Our differences as a community should make us stronger, especially when we share knowledge with each other. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, is trying to help you guys with what I've learned over the years in the home studio experience. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't, please do me the favor, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, let's get out there and make some great music together. Oh man, all right. I lost my 5-year-old so I don't know, maybe you should just shut the fuck up. I fucking wish they were, but no, this was all just that. I wish they were. No. Maybe just shut the fuck up, bitch.